Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to the Happy Aura channel. It is Jenny here, your companion on this journey toward a lighter, brighter, and more authentic life. I am so grateful that you have chosen to spend some of your precious time with me today. I want you to settle in, perhaps wrap a warm blanket around your shoulders, or simply find a quiet corner where you can breathe deeply. Today, we are going to talk about something that sits at the very center of our human experience, yet often causes us the most profound confusion and heartache. We are going to talk about dating, about love, and most importantly, about the relationship you have with yourself. We often view dating as this external scavenger hunt. We think it is ostensibly the business of searching for someone to love, like looking for a lost set of keys, or hunting for a rare treasure in a vast, crowded marketplace. We download the apps, we go to the mixers, we ask our friends for introductions, all with the goal of finding that one person who fits into the puzzle of our lives. But I want to offer you a different perspective today. I want to suggest that in order for dating to go well, it requires us to first work on a much more fundamental relationship, the one we have with ourselves. You see, we simply will not be successful daters, or indeed successful lovers, if we have not first reached a healthy, robust perspective on our own natures. Dating is not just a search, it is a mirror. It presents us with the ultimate test of our powers of discernment, and more critically, of our sense of self-worth. When we ask the question, why do I need to love myself before I love someone else? It is not just a cliché or a nice sentiment to print on a coffee mug. It is a practical survival strategy. It means merely that we will not be in any position to work out who is kind, who is good, and who is worth investing in until we are firmly, unshakably on our own side. If we are insecure, if we carry a deep-seated suspicion of our own value, we will tolerate behaviors that should be deal breakers. We need to have overcome our self-suspicion to be sure of what we deserve. We need a healthy sense of our value in order to correctly judge who could adequately reward our presence. Without this, we are liable to despair at all the rejection we will inevitably encounter on our journey to love. We might take every no as a confirmation of our worthlessness, rather than what it truly is, a simple lack of alignment. So, how do we navigate this turbulent sea? How do we date with dignity and self-preservation in mind? Here are some of the many rules born out of adequate self-love that stand a chance of keeping us safe and more or less calm during the chaos of the dating process. The first rule is the power of walking away. This is your sword and your shield. If you meet someone and they take an age to answer a message, leaving you hanging in a state of anxiety and uncertainty, we must walk away. It seems small, does it not? But that silence speaks volumes about their prioritization and their capacity for communication. If we feel obligated to see them, if we are saying yes to a date because we want to be polite, but deep down, we do not feel comfortable. We must walk away. Our intuition is a powerful ancient system designed to keep us safe. If someone makes us feel ashamed, or small, or scared, even in a subtle way, we must walk away. Even if we need to keep reminding ourselves that they are right on paper, they have the right job, the right height, the right background. But something in our depth stubbornly says no. We must walk away. We must forever banish the idea that choice is limited. This is the scarcity mindset, the fear that this person is the last chopper out of Saigon, and if we miss this chance, we will be alone forever. This is a lie. Choice is, in its way, infinite. There will always be other people. The pool is constantly being refilled with new souls, new hearts, and new possibilities. The situation can change in an instant. You could meet someone tomorrow at the grocery store or next year at a library. We must wait as long as we need to. Do not rush into the arms of the wrong person just because you are afraid of the empty space beside you. Part of this self-love is about radical honesty. We should spell out what we want clearly and early on. Do not hide your desire for a family, or your need for deep communication, or your values. If they run away immediately because you stated your needs, let them run. They would have done so eventually, in any case. By speaking your truth early, you are merely saving yourself time. You are filtering out the people who are not meant for you. We should try not to go off people who threaten to be nice to us. Sometimes, when we are used to chaos, kindness feels boring. We must retrain our hearts to accept peace. And conversely, we should strive not to fall in love at once with those who ignore us. That spark you feel when someone pulls away, that is not chemistry, that is anxiety. We should accept with grace that most people will not want us. This is a hard pill to swallow, but it is liberating. We are really not for everyone, and truthfully, we do not want most people either. Dating is going to be an exercise in a million perplexing ways, in which one human can fall short of another person's hopes. We are not being willfully fussy when we reject someone. We are interviewing for the most important job in our lives. Think about that. You are hiring a partner for the journey of existence. We are trying to stay true to a legitimately distinctive vision of happiness. We have no option but to be very difficult. Then again, remember this: we only have to be lucky once. We are trying to fill a single very important chair, not an entire bus. Now, let us talk about the ghosts. If there is an X in our background haunting us with a sense that it could have been much better with them, we need to pause. It evidently could not have been better, or we would not be here right now. They are an X for a reason. So let us not compound our difficulties with nostalgia. Our memory is a trickster. It edits out the fights, the loneliness, and the incompatibility, leaving only a highlight reel of the good moments. Our X's became X's for solid reasons. Trust the past version of yourself who made that decision. Also, guard your heart against envy. Do not be too jealous of the married and the settled. From the outside, their lives may look perfect, but you do not know what happens behind closed doors. Life has a habit of eventually forcing everyone to take equal sips from the cup of sorrow. Every relationship has its burdens, its silences, and its struggles. Focus on your own path, not the curated images of others. There is a specific type of danger we must watch out for in dating, as in relationships. The so-called polite, people-pleasing, cowardly, shape-shifting ones. These are the people whose disinterest wears a smile. They waste so much of our time with their dread of being rude or unkind. They will string us along for months because they cannot bear the discomfort of saying, "I am not interested." We need honesty, even if it is blunt, more than we need fake politeness. We must also be realistic about health. Some people are going to be plain unwell. Mental illness is a reality for a fair percentage of the population. We should be ready for this. We can have compassion. We can wish them well, but we are not obligated to fix them or to endure chaos in the name of love. However auspicious a situation might appear, we must assume nothing too readily. You might have 3 amazing dates, but you do not know this person yet. We will not know for sure for a very long time. We must quash premature enthusiasm so as never to have to pay an undue price for it down the line. We must keep repeating like a mantra every time promise dawns. I just cannot tell yet. This keeps our feet on the ground. Attraction matters. I want to give you permission to value this. This is not an unholy or cheap demand. A relationship is more than merely friendship. It requires a physical and chemical component. We should candidly register when the feeling is missing and move on without shame. You cannot force desire, and you should not try. However, on the flip side, we must not go to bed too soon. This creates obligations, which are going to be exhausting to work our way out of. Sex releases bonding hormones. It clouds our judgment. Let physical intimacy be the result of confidence in their emotional rightness, not an attempt to catalyze a bond that does not exist yet. There is going to be plenty of time for all that later. If they are the right person, they will wait. This process is tiring. I know it is. So, take regular breaks. These auditions are terrifying. We are right to feel tearful and fed up sometimes. It is appalling to have to write and then delete so many scripts for our possible futures. It is sad to have to keep realizing how far we still are from home. When you feel this weight, stop. Delete the apps for a week. Go out into nature. Read a book. Reconnect with yourself. Try to identify a concerned, kind friend on whom to rely for counsel when perspective starts to slip and madness threatens. You need someone who can remind you of your worth when you forget it. When we are assessing a potential partner, we should notice more than we are usually encouraged to do. We often focus on their job or their looks, But ask yourself, do they actually interest us? Are their minds richly filled? Do they make us feel cleverer than we feel on our own? Do we want to know what they think about the world, about politics, about art? We might have to spend another 7,000 dinners with them. That is a lot of conversation. If you are bored now, imagine how you will feel in 10 years. We should refuse all non-reciprocal situations. This is a non-negotiable rule of self-love. They are either keen on us, viscerally keen, or we must walk away. We are never here to coax, beg, or drag the unwilling. If you have to convince someone to love you, it is not love. It is manipulation. We should be ready for numberless rejections and drain them of too much meaning. When someone rejects you, we must not turn it into a referendum on our right to exist. It is not about your core value. They are about poor alignment, not about every loss we have ever had. It is just two puzzle pieces that do not fit. It is not a judgment on the picture on your piece. We must know deep in our bones that we could be alone, possibly forever, if we have to. This sounds scary, but it is actually the ultimate power move. If you are not afraid of solitude, you cannot be manipulated. It is conclusively better to remain single until eternity than to give room to a compromised candidate. Solitude, at least, allows us always to maintain hope. When you are single, the door is open for the right person. When you are in the wrong relationship, you have closed the door and locked yourself in a room with the wrong energy. Finally, let it take as long as it has to. There is no deadline. There is no schedule. If we are still here this time next year, or the year after that, so be it. Dating is an extremely demanding process. We are often going to feel close to surrender and folly. We will feel like giving up. But the more we are on our side, the more we practice these acts of self-love, the more we will be able to hold in mind a critical truth as we return home from yet another disappointing encounter. And that truth is this: we are not in any way unlovable. We are complex, deep, beautiful human beings with so much to give. We just have not found the right love yet. The fact that it has not happened yet does not mean it never will. It just means the story is still being written. I want you to imagine yourself as a person of high value, a person who honors their own needs. Imagine that you are guarding the gates of your life. You only let in those who are kind, those who are consistent, those who are brave enough to love you the way you deserve to be loved. You are not a consolation prize. You are the main event. So, my friends, take a deep breath. Release the pressure. Release the timeline. Release the fear that you are broken. You are not broken. You are just waiting for the person who speaks your language. And until they arrive, you have the most important job in the world: loving yourself fiercely, protectively, and completely. Go out there or stay in, but do it on your terms. Listen to your gut. Watch for the red flags. And never, ever settle for a love that feels like a struggle. Love should feel like coming home. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope these words act as a gentle armor for your heart as you navigate the world of dating. Remember, you are worthy, you are valuable, and you are enough just as you are. Until next time, keep your aura bright and your boundaries strong. Sending you so much love. Goodbye for now.